ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm going to show you some PTS exclusive leaked footage from the PTS, which is Public Test Server. These are some of the new Mercenary buffs and nerfs that the Mercenary is going to go under in the next patch 5.1 coming January 24th. So, as you guys know, the Mercenary has always been the glass cannon in PvE and PvP. They hit really hard but have really shit cooldowns. And that all changed.
Rejected! Rejected! Yeah, you just got rejected! R-E-J-E-C-T-E-D rejected! R-E-J-E-C-T-E-D rejected!
When the Mercenary was introduced in 5.0, they were able to get 3 heal to fulls, some really good energy dampeners, and really cool effects across the board. Alrighty, for the first buff I'm going to show you that the Mercs got in 5.1 is Colto Overload. First off, Colto Overload will heal you up to 75% of your health if you drop under 35% of your health if you spec into it in your utility, which is right here. It also doubles the time by 2 seconds, and it ticks twice as fast. But the change with 5.1 happens is it gives it a new animation, and overall a more in-game cosmetic lore effect, so it really makes you feel like you are part of the Star Wars time period. Let me demonstrate. So first, I'm going to click off all my gear so I can lose my health. So I drop below 35%. I am naked at the moment. Don't worry, I am 18. I am putting my gear back on now, however, and you will see it that I do drop below 35%. There we go. And now I'm going to hit Colto Overload. I am not completely sure why we get the Mario Invincible Star theme song when we pop Colto Overload. I'm not super thrilled with it, but I mean, it's kind of fun that you and your group mates can hear the theme song. But also, I'm not 100% sure what the star, why the star pops up on your face when you pop it as well. I think it's just to let others know, like the music, that hey, you're invincible, you shouldn't be hitting me. Kind of like a visual, an audio warning that BioWare is giving to the Mercs for the Colto Overload. Also, on a side note, it does last anywhere between 10 and 12 seconds. It is kind of RNG. I'm not sure really why they also did this, but it also gives Colto Overload some RNG aspect because I believe, and BioWare kind of believes that it was missing it as well. So that is the first buff that the Mercs are going to be having in 5.1. Alrighty, the second buff the Mercs are getting in 5.1 is a buff to their responsive safeguards. Everyone knows in 5.0 Mercs got responsive safeguards, which is pretty much like a really good reflects about 50% of the damage back to the target that is attacking you. However, BioWare felt that they were missing something. When you hit responsive safeguards, it's just you get a little bubble and nothing happens. But this time you get an audio cue when responsive safeguards hits, and responsive safeguards last about 10 seconds instead of 6 seconds. So this is a nice change that BioWare is adding, because a 10-second reflect is way better than 6 seconds, because 6 seconds is too short for you to cheese any mechanics or do anything really important. You need a full 10 seconds to really pad your DPS and let everyone know that, hey, you're a Merc. It's easy to play, fun to play, and that's why you have to play it. So without further ado, this is what happens when you pop responsive safeguards.
I am the one, the way your son don't need a gun to get respect up on the street. Under the sun, the bastard son will pop the clock to feed himself and family by any means.
So there you have it. You are the one when you pop your safeguards, because your big dick DPS can't handle it. Your computer can't handle it. As you saw, my resolution, saturation, and rotation were all messed up when I popped safeguards just because of how big dickness my DPS was. So that's going to be a huge buff to Mercs when they use safeguards in PvP for 10 seconds. PvE, it's just going to be a really dope animation and sound that you're going to hear, or your teammates are going to hear that you are the one. So I'm kind of happy with this buff. A little confused, but I accept BioWare, so that's just the second buff Mercs are getting. So the third buff Mercs are getting in 5.0 is a buff to their energy shield. Before, energy shield just reduced the damage by 25%, which is pretty nice. And it's a 2-minute cooldown, and it kind of takes forever to get back, but if you spec into it in your utilities, you can have the cooldown be shorter, and then you can also make it where it heals you with trauma regulators, because it regulates the damage, and if it stacks up to 15 times, it's pretty much an instant heal to full. However, in 5.1, BioWare felt this was unnecessary. So, for example, I'm going to tell my companion to attack me, and you'll just see what happens when she tries to attack me with energy shield on. Before, if my companion was to attack me, my energy shield would just reduce some of the damage, and I would start getting stacks that would heal me to full. However, that's still there, but look what happens. I pop my energy shield, I click on my companion, I'll tell her to attack me, she doesn't attack me because I'm not an enemy target. Energy shield kind of removes yourself as an enemy, so other players, other operations, bosses, or anything cannot attack you, and it keeps you invincible. It's kind of like a forced barrier on the move, if you will. So it's kind of just another buff Mercs are getting. I can still move an attack when I have my energy shield up, and all that, same as before, and it keeps me at 100% health, which it pretty much did before anyways, but now I just don't take any damage, so I don't even have to be attacked to be healed to full, and it kind of prevents other players and NPCs, like operation bosses and companions, from attacking me, and this is a huge benefit. So far, I am happy with all the buffs Mercs are getting in 5.1. However, they are getting one nerf in 5.1. That nerf is the removal of IO, or Innovative Ordnance. However, they are able to be a healer still, they're able to be a DPS arsenal still, but they cannot be IO. It's grayed out. I can't click it. When I try to click it, nothing happens. There is a weird meme here, I'm not sure why or what it's about, but there's a meme to the left, and then in the top right, it says coming soon TM. So this kind of makes me think that BioWare just got rid of the spec because not enough players are playing it, and it was kind of too hard for the average cartel buyer casual player. So, I mean, if no one's playing it, why are you using code space for that? You could be using that code space for something else. So that got me thinking maybe Mercs might be tanks maybe soon, or there might be a new easier DPS spec, because Arsenal is just super easy right now. So it just got me thinking. So that's just one of the nerfs that Mercs are getting in 5.1. Fourth and final buff Mercs are getting in 5.1 is the rotation to Arsenal. Arsenal has been called one of the most difficult rotations in all of Swtor, and the Merc is no exception to hard rotation. Healing is really hard, but the DPS one was just too hard. They got rid of IO because it was too hard, but they wanted to give a buff to Arsenal. So I'm in a new operation that's going to be dropping in 5.1 as well. It might look kind of similar to an uprising, but this is a new operation that's coming out. So the rotation's pretty simple. I'll show you the changes to it, and I'm just going to begin. So first I'm going to precast my tracer missile, then I'm going to hit my adrenal, and then you just spam heat seekers. That's all this rotation requires, is just heat seekers. It's only pop heat seekers. You're only going to be getting about 20k hits, and you're just going to keep popping heat seekers. That's the only thing you do with this rotation. It does go on cooldown for a bit, but then it'll come back up in about a few seconds. There you have it. Those are the Merc changes that are going to be coming next week, January 24th in 5.1. These are leaked from the PTS, so just be aware, be careful. If I do wind up missing or dead, please contact BioWare. They will probably be the primary suspect in my disappearance. And if it does get ruled a suicide, that I am not suicidal at this time. And thank you for watching the video. I hope this will help you guys play more Mercs in the future, because right now there's just not enough Mercs at this time. And I really hope that BioWare will look at some of the other classes and do similar buffs to them so everyone's on the same level. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a great day.